Can you actually build a strong account in free-to-play, or is it a complete waste of time? If you're new here, hi, my name is Joss, and this is my Surviving Free-to-Play series where I take you through everything on a brand new account. We have no membership, we have no money, we have a loose plan of what we're doing, but essentially we're just trying to make the best, most elite free-to-play account that has ever existed. I started off killing chickens in Lumbridge until I was level 5 attack, strength, and defense. Hit points is also something that gets trained simultaneously with combat, so whenever you're training a combat skill, you're also training HP. The chickens drop feathers, bones, and also raw chicken that you can cook and eat later on in the game. While I was there, I just picked up all 3. The bones you can bury for prayer XP, so that's another thing you're also kind of training simultaneously with combat. You just click on the bones, you click to bury them, and that's it. You're done. The feathers I'm planning to keep. We can always use them later on for fly fishing, or if you want, you can sell them. I know feathers typically don't sell for very much, and it's one of those things that it's just always good to keep in your bank because you really never know when you're going to need a couple feathers for a quest, or like I said, for fishing, or whatever other skill or quest you are going to complete. Once I got level 5 attack, strength, and defense, I upgraded and moved on to cows. So chickens are a level 1 non-aggressive enemy to low-level players, and similarly, cows are level 2 enemy and are also not aggressive to low level players. So they're perfect to train on. It gives you a little bit more combat time, I would say, because I think the cows were like 8 HP compared to the chickens being like a total of 3 HP. So you're killing the chickens just a lot faster, especially as you're moving up. The cows drop raw meat, bones, and cowhide. I left the meat on the floor for the most part. I think I might have taken like 1 inventory back of the raw meat just to have it in my inventory so I can cook it later on. But you definitely want to be keeping all of the cowhide and then also just burying the bones whenever they drop. The first money-making method that I'm going to implement into this series is tanning and selling cowhide, because you're killing the cows, you're already getting the cowhide. It costs 3 gold to tan the leather, and then you sell it for a pretty good marginal profit at the GE. So you're making just a little bit of money. Obviously, it's not anything too crazy. You're like level 10, you know, you're not going to have like 6 mil in your bank account. It's just not going to happen. Up until this point, I was using the bronze longsword and the wooden shield as my combat weapons, and I don't have any armor. I didn't buy any armor. So I wasn't wearing anything. I'm just, you know, my naked player for the most part. So at this point, once I sold my first inventory of the hard leather that I had tanned from Cowhides, I went and I purchased a steel scimitar. Round of applause for me. At this point, being level 5 attack, strength, and defense, you can wield a steel scimitar, and it's just nice to have because honestly, you kill things a little bit faster with a scimitar than a longsword. I was talking to an NPC that has you do some beginner tasks, just kind of around like combat tasks, and he actually gave me a steel longsword for everything that I had done for him up to this point. So essentially, I didn't really need to buy a scimitar. I probably should have used it instead of the longsword, but I think the longsword had just a little bit better of stats for attack, strength, and defense. So I ended up using the longsword instead. I totally recommend talking to that guy in Lumbridge though. In the long play video, I'll highlight who he was, and he really does just give you free items for just doing random tasks. So as I was talking to him, I selected the melee path, and he gave me leather boots and gloves, trout, a steel med helm, a steel longsword, a black longsword, a strength potion, and a steel chain body. So not only did I get weapons from him, but I also got some very basic armor that will help you on more of a defensive side as you're killing these cows, or, you know, as we just continue to kill things as we go. However, I will preface that by saying you are killing very low level enemies, so it's truly, if you don't want to get any armor at this point, you really don't have to. I would not spend the money on buying a whole set from the GE or getting like a nice plate body or anything, because the chickens and cows are not going to do that much to you, I promise. Lastly, for training combat, I stayed at cows until I reached level 10 attack, strength, and defense. This right here is your combat level and the skills that are needed to push you to the next combat level. If you weren't yielding a weapon, the punch, kick, and block are all to train your skills. So punch is training attack XP, kick will be training strength XP, and then block will train defense XP. For the time being, I would recommend just leaving auto retaliate on. And then we're going to move over to the skills. Just for a quick snapshot of where I'm starting out at, I have 1 attack, strength, defense, 9 prayer, and 10 hit points or HP. Here I'm going to be taking out my bronze sword and my wooden shield to prepare myself to go slay some chickens. We will be killing the ones in Lumbridge, so here I'm just going to home teleport back to Lumbridge because as of right now that is just the fastest way for me to get back there. At this point, I didn't really know where I was going, and I obviously marked the wrong side of the field, so I'm going to put in a screenshot of the circled area that you will be going to kill the chickens. So make sure you go here and not where I just went in the video. Here, I'm just checking to make sure that I'm on the correct combat style to train attack, and I just stayed here killing these chickens until I got level 5 attack. Then I proceeded to train up to level 5 strength, and then level 5 defense. And as I continue to get a full inventory worth of items, I'm just going and running all the way back to the Lumbridge bank where we've been, and putting everything in the bank, and then coming back here. Congratulations, you just got level 5 attack. I'm going to highlight that in my skills tab just to show you exactly where that would be. And then I'm going to switch back over to my combat and change the style over to lunge, which will be training strength XP. And we are now level 5 strength. So that gives us 2 level 5 combat skills so far. Next, we are going to train up the defense skill. So I'm going to go back over to my combat styles and select block to make sure that I'm training defense. Also in the chat box, you'll see that we've now unlocked certain things. This happens with all skills. There are certain milestones that Jagex created so that once you reach them, you can now unlock a certain material or area, or you can wield a new item. And we're seeing that even this early on in the game with being able to now wield, for example, the steel warhammer. All right, who's ready to be done with some chickens? Because I know I am. And we have now reached level 5 defense. Congratulations. We will now move on from the chickens to the cows. Staying in Lumbridge, we're just gonna move a little bit further over to the east side right here. I'm circling it with my mouse. This is where we're gonna be going to kill some cows. We'll be here until we reach level 10 attack, strength, and defense. Yeah, you probably saw me pick up some other people's cowhides. That would be because they were just leaving them on the ground to despawn, and I was like, well, if you're not gonna take them, I'll take them, whatever. So I'm almost level 10 defense. I decided to go defense strength attack at the cows instead of attack strength defense. Don't ask me why. But here I basically decided that I was going to go tan some cowhide before going back to kill some cows to reach level 10 defense. And my main reason for this is because I wanted a better weapon. So here I'm walking over to El Carid. Make sure you have a minimum of 10 coins to get through the gate if you're walking through Lumbridge, and you'll see me walk down to the tanner. I'll pay him, he'll tan everything, and then I'm gonna run up to the GE, sell this, and then go buy my new steel skimmy. So this is the fun trading at the GE. I know I mentioned it during episode 1 towards the end when I was talking about the GE that sometimes you end up having to sell it for a little bit less than what you wanted just because people aren't buying it for the price that the GE is actually recommending to sell it for. So yes, I did take a little bit of a hit, like maybe a couple coins per cowhide, but I still made a pretty good profit, so I'm happy that I got them sold, and now we are on to the next one. Here you'll see me walk into the plate body shop that's in Varrock. Originally I was wanting to buy some armor, but I ended up actually not buying anything, so just enjoy this nice walk, or tour, if you may, of the Varrock plate body shop. This is how you guys know I'm being real candid with you, because this clip is probably the most embarrassing clip of the entire episode. I had full confidence that I could just run through those mages and, I mean, maybe get hit once. The fact that that one mage hit me 2 6s, my max HP is 12, he 2 hit me and killed me with literally every prized possession that I own on my character. I had my entire bank, my whole cash stack, and I also had my new steel scimitar that I had just purchased. So this is a great learning experience that, maybe take a different route or, go around. But this is what happens when you die in RuneScape. You keep your 3 most valuable items according to the game, and you then visit Death. Death places a gravestone where you died that you can redeem for money. In my case, I was super worried because I was like, I don't have any money. All my money was literally on the ground. So truthfully, I don't really know how much I had before and how much he ended up charging me for it. But he basically says if you let your grave expire and you don't go and redeem the items within 15 minutes, the items go to him and you can purchase them back. You can also put up to 10,000 coins in his coffer, and then you don't have to worry about him like taking that death tax from you. So yeah, learning experience, like I said, this is what happens when you die, and I hope it doesn't happen to you. So be careful around those mages. During episode 1, I did also talk about organizing your bank. If you're interested in the way that I like to organize my bank, this is just kind of a walkthrough of how I do that. I have my first tab as a melee tab. I use my second tab as a ranged tab. My third tab is my skilling tab. So I put my fishing net, my pickaxe, my regular axe, feathers, tinderbox, shears, basically anything that I could use for just regular skilling, I would put in here. And then I have my just true miscellaneous tab. This could be quest rewards, it could be quest items. It's just anything that doesn't fall into either of those categories. And I keep my main tab as kind of where I put all of my food, my money, my runes, anything that I need to grab as just like a quick grab and go kind of thing. I home teleported back to Lumbridge because honestly that just felt a lot faster than walking. And I have my steel scimitar in my inventory, but I went to talk to Adventure John anyway. And here is where I found out about the melee path that he has and some of the free items that he can give you as well. I collected all of the items from the tasks that I had completed with Adventure John, and then I walked over to the Lumbridge guides to grab some of their equipment as well. Once I finished talking to the Lumbridge guides slash tutors, whatever you want to call them, I ran back up since I had a ton of stuff in my inventory. I ran back up to the bank so that I could put all of this stuff away. I put on my med helm, my leather boots, and my leather gloves, and then I'm also deciding to wield my steel longsword because I noticed that it had just a little bit better of stats than the scimitar, even though I do believe that it attacks slower. I mean, it's still kind of the same, but different. But I organized everything from the bank and then I took the necessary items that I needed to go back to the cows and start on the pursuit to level 10 attack, strength, and defense. Little bit of a side note here, the wooden shield and the shield that you get from the Lumbridge tutor or guide, adventure, whatever you want to call them, they have the same stats. I was originally going to take the wooden shield, but honestly, the Lumbridge one just kind of, I don't know, I like the color combination, it's just a little bit cuter, so I decided to go with that one instead. We are now level 10 defense. Congratulations if you're following along with me. Now we go on to get level 10 strength. So we're gonna switch back to the combat style for strength, which is slash.
you
We are almost done! Level 10 strength, good job! We have one skill left to get up to level 10, which is attack. I'm going to switch my combat style to chop to make sure that I'm training my attack XP, my attack skill, and we are going to get this thing sooner than you know. Congratulations, you should now be at level 10 attack, strength, and defense. Your combat, hit points, and prayer should be around level 14, and you should have a total level of about 82. This is such a great start for our account. We're setting ourselves up to now have the ability to do some more quests and to unlock even more that the free-to-play world has to offer. If you stay till the end and you really enjoyed that long play, I just want to say thank you so much for the support. I'll also have another more skilling based long play coming out later this week. But until then, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I would love for you to leave a comment on where you're at right now in your RuneScape journey. Is this your first time playing? Are you a returning player? Are you membership based, but you're wanting to see what the free to play world has to offer? Are you an RS3 player? Where are you at in your RuneScape journey? Let me know down in the comments. For me personally, I have played on an Iron Man account for so many years. This series is truly a challenge for me, and it's like breaking my brain almost in ways that, like, the Iron Man way of life is just so ingrained into my head of like sourcing all of your own items, and like you can't use a GE, you can't trade with anyone, you can't do so many things that like my brain is just there right now. So I just wanted to say, if you are on your free to play journey for the first time, I am here to support you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!